Okay, guys, I'm in the bathroom and I'm working with some of my plants that were just struggling a little bit in the winter. And I wanted to talk to you about them. I also want to show you how I'm watering my plants. Not all of them, some of them. I have a big bowl in the sink. You do not want to drain this water into the sink because it's got dirt in it. Okay, so this is what's happening. These plants, this is a prayer plant. Do not give up on your prayer plants. I have done this. I got to clear my throat, guys. Sorry about that. I have done this a few times. I've had a prayer plant that looked dead, and then all of a sudden, a new spike comes out and it starts a new plant. I do not overwater my plants in the winter because that's the fastest way to kill them. Now, peace lily. These guys just really impossible to kill. This guy was in a bad spot. He goes through this all the time, but I figured I'd give him a good watering. So when you see them looking like that, they just need a good watering. So I put them in a bowl of water. This group has been in overnight, and so this guy's perky. He was okay before, but he really perked up a little bit more. Filled those leaves with some water. This guy would take probably about a day to get all nice and fluffy. But you just take the dead leaves off and make them look nice. Now the other thing is you see some actual dead plants here. Okay. These are going to go in the soil for a dish garden just in case the roots are alive because they might end up like him. Usually they don't get dead, but you're going to lose plants in the winter. That's just how it is. No rhyme or reason. Maybe you forget them. Maybe they're just not happy. They're not getting enough light. Anything. So they'll go in the ditch garden just in case, like this one, if it perks up and surprises me, that one's probably dead for sure. And either way, you can reuse the soil. And so I'll make a ditch garden, put a bunch of the stuff in that's like on its last leg. I could put the prayer plant in there too to make it look pretty. And I'll just make some dish gardens. And then anybody that gets really perky and happy, I can pull out and make into another plant. But this year I'm hoping to make a lot of dish gardens that aren't necessarily dead plants, but just cuttings, just for fun and just enjoy the hobby. But anyway, this is like the behind the scenes of all these beautiful plants you see. My channel, you don't always see the beautiful plants because I started off, and I was just talking to my sister about it. I did a lot of dividing and propagating and dividing and propagating, so they're not really, really huge. But hopefully over the summer, some of them are, but hopefully over the summer, these guys that get really nice once I put them outside. And a lot of times when you see these plants that are really, really huge, what people do, and you can do this too, is they'll go to Lowe's or plant store, garden center, and they take a bunch of plants and they put them all together, and that makes them nice and big. And they don't start off with little pieces and like maybe I do and wait for them to grow because this is what I like to do. They buy the big ones and they just keep adding to it and make it bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's another thing because you say, say if you love a plant, just, maybe you have a couple in your house, just buy a couple other extra pieces and put them in, and you can have a nice, big, fluffy, gorgeous plant in your home. So these are some that I'm working on. I do have some really big, beautiful plants, and I'm going to show all those off to you guys. But I did want to share this, so give you some ideas. But always put a bowl in your sink, and then what you do is you can leave them in overnight. Like if you have an extra bathroom, it works out great. Or if you're alone during the day, you don't have kids and stuff, because obviously someone might want to use the restroom, and now they've got plants in the bathroom. We just use the kitchen sink. It's like plants are in the bathroom, just use the kitchen sink. So anyway, that's what's going on. I have a few bowls out here that, obviously I'm going to take these out and I'm going to, you know, like I said, I'm just working on the plants in here. But there you go. Oh, yawning. You can tell it's morning, right, guys? All right, guys. So this is one of my projects to do today is finish this up, and I hope you enjoyed this little segment of how to take care of your plants, especially at the end of winter. Where and it was 16 degrees yesterday here in upstate New York, so the plants have been through a long winter. They've got the dry air. They've got different things, and even though you do everything you can for them, you know, you're going to have a few that are going to be struggling. And so these guys, they're, excuse me, they prayer plant, I don't know. You never know. Some people do good, some people don't. I do good usually with them, but this is one that didn't do so good. But I'm happy because I still have it. Okay, guys, remember, big or small, you too can be a backyard farm. God bless.